Trump gets back-to-back legal wins after the court case in Manhattan over the Stormy Weather Daniels hush money goes off the rails with a judge who is hell-bent on just putting Donald Trump in jail. Other judges, other courts stepping in, and, well, let's just say things aren't looking good right now for Joe Biden's plan to have Trump incarcerated before the election.
Let's get ready to rumble! You can't handle the truth.
Hi, I'm Pastor Marty. Welcome to the Afternoon Drive. Please make sure that you are subscribed to the channel, and once you are, smack the bell, click the word all. That'll give you a notification of my rants, my ravings, and my undeniably flawless reasonings. Please like and share this video. That's how we get the word out that we're here. Thank you so much for tuning our way. Welcome to the Afternoon Drive. Well, as Judge Munchkin continues to hint that he would like to put Trump in jail, and again, logistically, we don't know how he would ever actually make that happen with the fact that he is a former president, Secret Service detail, etc., etc., etc. But he's kind of backed himself into a corner because he keeps threatening, and if he doesn't make good on the threat, liberals are going to be angry. If he makes good on the threat, it makes Trump a superstar rock star. So he's really backed himself into a corner. Meanwhile, some of the other legal issues surrounding President Trump are really swinging dramatically in his favor. And I am thinking that a big part of it is what some of these other judiciaries see happening to Donald Trump in New York. The exorbitant fine that he was hit with regarding the overvaluing of his real estate ventures when borrowing money, which everybody argues. Everybody who gets loans does the same thing. You ask the bank for this much based on the value of your property. The bank steps in. They do their own audit. They say, no, it isn't worth this. It's worth this, so we'll loan you this. And you say yes, and everybody wins. Everybody makes money. No crime. But the New York Attorney General and Judge Ergeron, the diddler, which I love to refer to him as, decided, no. We want Mar-a-Lago, we want Trump stuff, and hit him with an exorbitant fine while he's appealing the decision of, $500 million. And another court stepped in and said, nah, we're going to reduce that by a whole lot. And they're not happy about that. Then, of course, you got this other Manhattan judge who's in bed with the Democrats, gives money to the Democrats. His daughter makes money lobbying for the Democrats. She's making money right now selling the information of the controlled leaks of the courtroom. So there's all of that. And these other courts are watching all of this. And you're watching now the polls, even among Democrats and liberals, and even people who hate Trump, look at all this and they say, this is a political hit job. This isn't real justice. This is actually one political leader, i.e. Joe Biden, trying to take out his opponent like we're a third world country. We're going to arrest the people we disagree with. And they view this gag order as unconstitutional. It's a violation of Donald Trump's First Amendment rights that Michael Cohen can be out there saying anything he wants about Donald Trump, but Donald Trump can't say anything in return, and he is in the midst of a political campaign. So, yesterday, the U.S. District Judge Aileen Cannon stepped in regarding the whole Mar-a-Lago documents case and said, yeah, this is not going to begin on May the 20th. Bump. Said there's too much inconsistency. There's some evidentiary issues now coming into question. Yes, you know what's coming into question? There's been direct connections made now between the independent prosecutor and Joe Biden and his White House, and meetings and collusion and discussion. And now there's evidence coming forward that when The FBI made that raid on Mar-a-Lago, and we got to see the pictures of the files on the floor labeled top secret, but there they are just lying on the floor. We're now getting evidence that that was all staged, that Donald Trump had records. He had been in contact with the National Records Archive. They knew he had them, and they were working on which ones they wanted back, which ones he could keep. And what they asked him to do was please put these in a lock-secured area, which he did. They were in a locked room with Secret Service protection. Gee, did Joe Biden have that with the documents that were in his garage? No, he wasn't even supposed to have any documents. We've been over this ad nauseum. He was a vice president. Vice presidents don't get to classify or declassify information. He had records from when he was a senator. Senators certainly don't get to take home any type of classified confidential records, but he needed them for his ghostwriter. What security clearances did the ghostwriter have to be looking at that stuff? So Joe Biden, in classic projection, hatches this plan in that warped dementia mind of his. Well, hey, if I took documents, Trump took documents. We'll raid his home to find those documents and make this a big national scandal, even though Bill Clinton and my old boss, Barack Obama, they all did it. Where do you think all that stuff in their presidential libraries comes from, people? And that's why immediately after Mar-a-Lago got raided, Mike Pence, I found a file. Here, have it back. Joe Biden, I found some files, have them back. See, they cooperated. That's what the way the media is trying to spin it. They cooperated. We're now finding out that when the FBI made that raid, they brought files. They added files to what Trump had. They planted evidence. So a U.S. district judge has stepped in and said, time out. This documents case, there's no way this is happening on May the 20th. Not to mention the fact that arguments given by Team Trump regarding all of this has got this judge looking at Jack Smith saying, we got some problems here. We got some problems here. Then today, the Georgia Appeals Court has said they will hear the Trump team on the dismissal charges of Fani Willis from the case in Georgia. Bum, ba-dum, bum. Bum, ba-dum, bum, bum. So, Trump has pleaded right along that she's compromised. She had to get rid of Nathan's hot dog, who was on her dream legal team. And she was benefiting from luxury travel from that little arrangement from her little lover boy. And the Georgia Appeals Court has said, yeah, we'll hear that case. We'll hear it. That means now the Georgia case against Trump is again on hold. And now there are rumblings among Georgia legislators about the judge in that case, who we've talked about it here on this program, worked for Fani. He literally worked in the DA's office before he became a judge. He worked for Fani. Fani was his boss, and now he's deciding judgment over this case that she is in charge of. Quid pro quo. Buddies, one hand wash the other, the new good old boy system. So that one's blowing up now. And here's what I think, and I don't have any inside baseball information on this, but I really think that where these other cases are, they're looking at what's happening to Trump in New York in the two cases there. They see the blatant unfairness. They see that this is such a violation of constitutional rights and the procedure of law, and they see the people. I'm talking about the people's response. I mean, Trump all of a sudden is a rock star in New York City. Wherever he goes, Trump, Trump, Trump. He goes into sporting events in New York City, Trump, Trump, Trump. I mean, you've got unions in New York now endorsing Donald Trump over Joe Biden. Businesses are leaving New York based on what that maniac Erdogan, the kid diddler, did. and this constant trying to gag Trump, limiting him from his First Amendment rights of free speech, picking and choosing which parts of the Constitution and law they're going to follow from day to day in that courtroom. And trust me, everybody in New York knows Cohen's a scumbag. He really thought, you understand that people like Trump, there are lackeys and flunkies that surround famous people, always hoping for some crumbs to fall from the table. And just because Donald Trump and famous people let lackeys hang around, it doesn't mean that he is in any way beholding to them, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. That all said, I mean, Michael Cohen was even telling people, I think Trump's going to make me attorney general. Of course, that never happened. I think these other court cases are looking at what's happening in New York saying, you know what? Even if they don't like Trump, this is giving the legal system a really bad name. We are literally creating mutiny in the streets over the judicial system. We have got to restore faith and confidence in the judicial system. So now you've got the U.S. District Court in Florida saying, time out. We want to know exactly your procedures and how you collected this evidence out of Mar-a-Lago and why this is different from what happened with Joe Biden. In other words, we're going to follow the law here, people. And now you have the Georgia Appeals Court saying, yeah, you know what? It's very obvious what Fani and her boyfriend were up to, that he was not qualified to be on this case and she was benefiting from it financially. And this whole bit, I just keep lots of cash in my house when, yeah, that ain't flying. We'll hear Team Trump on why this woman needs to be disqualified. And she does need to be disqualified even for nothing else, even if there was nothing nefarious going on. She's obviously an absolute dimwit and way in over her head. She's not legally qualified. And now the fact that the judge has been known to have actually worked for Fani, oh yeah, there's all types of conflict of interest here. And unlike New York, where they don't care that the judge is conflicted, apparently in Georgia they do. So a couple of big wins for the president. And again, even if they put him in jail for contempt, bigger win. Oh, it's getting good. It's getting good, getting good, getting good. Keep it right here, boys and girls.